I'll text you. I'll send you a text, but I'll talk about this one right now.
Right.
This is Bean Burrito Gang.
I'll stick with that.
Do it live. Okay. We'll do it live.
You're now tuned into the Monday Midsole with your host, Em Vs MGK, one-legged lister, Buckeye City Song, and Molly Ball. Let's get the show started, fellas.
Yoga fire. Which I think would be the name of a really awesome band, if there weren't laws. Anyway, what's up? It's One-Legged Lister. It's Daniel, your one-legged friend. Maybe your only one-legged friend. I don't know. But I'm glad to be here. It's Monday. It's 9 o'clock, 5-6 on the Pacific time, which is why we're here at 9 o'clock. So with that, I'm glad to be here, and I'll pass it off to Father Time. Take it away.
What's up? It's Polos and Jays. I'm sleepy. I ain't slept in 2 days. But I'm going to hang out with y'all anyway. With that, I'm going to pass it over to my light-skinned friend.
Hold on, stand by. There is no sound.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know. They just said there's no Kev's on mute.
It's just
Kev's
said
on
you.
mute. Well, it's Kev. Kev, you figure that out. While he does that, what's going on, y'all? Usual suspects and sneaker friends. It's your co-host, Molly Mall. We got a great show for you today. Thanks for sticking with us. We know we're running an hour behind our normal time, but it's for good reason. We are joined by none other than Miss Innovation herself, Tiffany Beers. Tiffany, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, I'm super excited to be here. This is going to be super fun.
I'm excited. So we're going to jump right in. First question as usual. Tiffany, what got you into sneakers?
Well, I had to have a job. So I got a plastics engineering degree from Penn State. And I was working at Rubbermaid designing boxes and squares, whether you put food in them, trash, or you just store crap in them. That was not the most exciting job ever. So I applied online and got a job at Nike, and that started my obsession with sneakers, shall we say.
What was the first one that you can remember kind of gravitating to say, wow, like, all right, I'm into this?
Oh my. Oh. I mean, I did have a pair of black and blue Nike basketball shoes when I was in 3rd grade. My first year playing basketball, that I wish to this day I knew which shoe they were. I'm trying to find a picture of them, but I really fell in love with shoes then, probably. And then into high school, I had the Indestructs. Do you remember the Indestructs?
Oh, yes.
Man, I love those. I played volleyball in those, and they were a trail running shoe, but they were fantastic on the volleyball court.
Okay. So what would you say right now is your favorite sneaker?
Whew. Oh my goodness. Such a hard choice. There's so many for so many reasons. I really love the Turbo right now, the Pegasus Turbo, just because it feels so comfy all the time. But I gotta say the LeBron 16 HFR.
I had a feeling we were going that way.
That's my new favorite. I want to love the Jordan Vogues, but because they're associated with Vogue, I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So for those who may not know too much about you, why don't you give us your background kind of from the beginning?
Yeah, so I worked at Nike for 13 years. I was in airbag development, if you will, for the fleet. I did bags, the Air Jordan 21. If you recall, I had a replaceable pod that went under your heel. And I did the Air Max Moto airbag, which was the first articulated airbag. So still being used today, by the way, both of those. And then I somehow managed to get into the Innovation Kitchen at Nike. And I spent a year there before meeting this wild and crazy sneaker designer, Tinker Hatfield. And he pulled me into his group after a year. And I spent the next, 11 years working for him, basically. And developing crazy innovative products like the Hyper Adapt, the Nike Mag, the auto lacing, a lot of the U of O Jordans that went to the football team, and let's see what else. The Air Jordan 29, the first Yeezy, all the Leica shoes, Paranorman, Coraline. I can't remember the other two movies. Kubo. And the Tom Sachs Mars Yard collection. So I pretty much got to work on the coolest shoes. I was pretty lucky.
Yeah, so you pretty much have your hands in everything that's out right now.
A little bit.
All right. So no longer with Nike right now, correct?
Correct.
All right. Was it difficult to leave?
Oh man, heartbreaking. Literally heartbreaking. Yeah, it was
So-
very challenging. It still bothers me to this day.
So tell us about your run with Tesla.
Tesla. Amazing experience. I got to learn so much. I mean, I went in there gonna be doing some innovation future work for their like large scale gigafactories and ended up program managing installation of automation equipment and all kinds of cool stuff. And then even like helping on major construction projects, which I'd never worked on batteries or construction. So fantastic experience. That place is complete chaos, crazy town. I couldn't do it any longer. I was also flying. I was, flying from Portland to Reno every single week. And short flight, hour and a half, but it was brutal. I'm not a commuter like that. I can't do it.
All right. So circling back, what would you say is the project that sticks out the most in your mind and why?
Oh, definitely auto lacing. I mean, it was a labor of love. That was a long project, dealing with technology, dealing with politics at Nike, and also super rewarding, right? All of the proceeds went to Michael J. Fox Foundation, and for at least the mag portion did. Just massively rewarding getting to be closer to that foundation and learning about the challenges of Parkinson's. And actually, a lot of my projects had charity components. All the Leica shoes pretty much had charity components and a few others, which I was super lucky to get to work on those because it's more than just a shoe then, right? Like as cool as shoes are and what they represent already, when charity's involved, it's helping even more.
All right. So kind of very similar question. We'll piggyback right off of it. What would you say you're most proud of? So if you could only choose one project to say, okay, this defines me.
Wow. I mean, probably the mag, the auto lace mag, just because it was so fascinating, such a cool project. But right up there at the top next to it is the Mars Yard collection with Tom Sachs. Like there was a lot of innovative, cool challenges involved with that project. It was fascinating and fun. But the mag for sure. I mean, everyone's reaction when they put on an auto lacing shoe, like everyone smiles. Like I would pay someone not to smile when you put that shoe on for the first time. Like, I don't know, figuring the joy that people brings, like their expectations and stuff, that was just pretty remarkable.
Agreed. So kind of take us through some of that journey that you had with Tinker, kind of how that started, him looping you in and saying, all right, we want to recreate this. Can we do it?
Yeah. So I was a new engineer in the innovation kitchen at the time. And I had a one-on-one meeting with him. And he was like, after our meeting, he was like, hey, I found this petition, or someone sent him this petition of all these people wanting the Back to the Future shoe. Right. And he's like, you think you can build this? And I didn't know much about shoes at that point, right? I was only doing airbags, which is a very small portion. And I was like, sure, and I remember going to my boss at the time, who was Bruce Kilgore, right? The father of the Air Force One, and saying, hey, Tinker asked me to do this. I didn't really know who Tinker was, by the way. I didn't know his background and all that stuff at this point. And he said, yeah, you never say no to Tinker, never. So I accepted the project, and that's pretty much where it started. And that was in like 2005. And then, it was just up and downs through the whole process. Anytime you're developing a new technology like that and trying to put it in footwear, right? Because shoes bend and then there's sweat and there's all kinds of dynamics in a piece of footwear that you don't have in a cell phone, right? A cell phone's a rigid body to put stuff into. Like, it's all dimensionally correct, right? There's a lot of dimensions to it, where a piece of footwear is a little bit looser than like a phone or something. So fitting electronics into a shoe and making them last was massively challenging. So yeah, lots up and down through almost 10 years, just over 10 years of working on that project. Lots of presentations, lots of failures, lots of ooh moments like, oh my gosh, this might work. Like lots of team members being like, you're doing what? This is crazy. Why are you even doing that? Because they say it can be done. Tinker thinks it can be done. I'm gonna do it, you know? Like, so yeah, it was an awesome project.
No, that sounds great. Now there was a follow-up in the chat related to the mag. Do you think it'll ever release on a wider scale?
I got asked that question a lot. I mean, you know, I'm not there anymore, so I don't know what their plans are. Based on my experience, it was a very challenging shoe to make. I would be surprised if they made more of it, you know, maybe once technology advances and maybe somebody smarter than me can figure out how to make it easier, then maybe they would. But I would kind of be surprised with it. You guys want it? Do you want it? Do you want more?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, do we got to sign another petition?
Maybe if you start one, maybe.
Listen, we'll start it right here, right now. Threw me off, but let's kind of transition it now, right? Like you said, you're no longer with Nike. You're on a break, so to speak. With that comes free time, right? So you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. What was the motivation, you know, to start the YouTube and, you know, take it in the direction that you have?
Yeah, it was super weird to quit Tesla without another job. It was super uncomfortable, I gotta say. You know, I was talking to my husband one day and I was like, I'm gonna start buying other brand shoes. Like, first of all, to buy another brand shoe at that point was just like, ooh, don't do it in public. Like, figure out how you're gonna pull this off. Just because the loyalty was just so strong after 13 years at Nike. I mean, I'm surprised I don't have Nike tattoos, to be honest. So, yeah, like he was like, my husband was like, you should put it on YouTube. You should do reviews. And I'm like, no way. No, that's a terrible idea. And he goes, you should just try it and see what happens. And I'm like, okay.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it, right? It took me 3 weeks to make my first video. And of course I was learning to tape. I was learning audio. I was learning lighting, which I don't have my lights on right now. That's why my lighting's terrible. I should turn those on. I was learning how to do everything and then trying to figure out what people want to know about shoes without like going too far into the technical details. And so, yeah, 3 weeks, over 40 hours of video recording myself taping that first video because I thought I was going to do it in one shot. A 12-minute video and one edit, because then it would be easier to edit, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, it was very interesting. After I kind of got the first one out of the way, it was just like, okay, I gotta make this efficient, otherwise it's not gonna happen. But it has been so fascinating to see the other brand shoes, the other technologies. Like I'd never worn a pair of Adidas shoes, right? And so to buy my first pair of Boost, an Ultra Boost 4, and to wear that and then compare that to Puma. And I mean, it's absolutely fascinating. Like, I don't know if you guys know what that feels like, but there are so many benefits to all the different brands and they all offer such different things. It's truly amazing, but at the same time, shopping for shoes sucks. It is so confusing. Like the words they use for technology and comfort and like energy return right now. Like that is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do a video. It's so, I think it's kind of for people. I would like to come up with a better app or something that helps shoe shopping to find like really good performance, because everybody should have an awesome pair of shoes that are very, very comfortable to be active in or walk around in. And a lot of people, believe it or not, don't, right? They wear shoes that are terrible for their feet. So yeah, so YouTube's going interesting, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So you definitely take a different approach to your page as far as what you go over, the measurements, the weight, specifically with performance and such. So talk to us about the motivation behind that. How are you going to expand on that moving forward? And, you know, how has that been received so far?
Yeah, it's I want to talk about shoes through my eyes as how I looked at shoes and the weight, from very early, my first week, maybe month at Nike, the weight. Every time Bill Bowerman went into a meeting and people would tell us these stories, he would bring a scale and he would measure the weight of the shoes. And you start to learn how everything on the shoe impacts the weight, and weight really, really matters for performance, right? So I care about the weight, the midsole hardness, the traction, and the hardness of the traction. And I thought, well, I'm going to share these things with people and see what they think. And eventually, once you measure enough, like I'm starting to put together graphs and tables now so you can see all the shoes compared to each other. Once you get enough data, you can start showing that and show, like, in the grand scheme of things, this is where this basketball shoe sits versus this other one. So, yeah, I'd love to go more in depth, but you need some pretty advanced, expensive measuring tools to take it to the next level, which I don't know if I'm that in yet. But so far it's been received really well. Everyone says it's a bit different than unboxings, because I even don't understand unboxings entirely. Like, it just kind of doesn't make sense to me. They're fun to watch, but like,
Don't let
from a
Jacques
technical,
forget.
I know. Don't tell Jacques. So, but yeah, I think it's been well received. I think there's a certain level of people that it's just enough information for. There's a group of people that want more information. And then, obviously the channel's grown okay. It's not growing as fast as some people thought it would. And so, there's definitely a group of people that are not interested at all. So, and I think it's different coming from a female too. I don't know a lot of sneaker reviewer females out there or see them. So I think I'm curious to see how that impacts things.
Well, I like it. That's for sure. One of my favorite listens would be the sneaker knowledge. So the one that I listened to most recently was on midsoles. So are we looking to expand on that to hit all different parts of the sneaker?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I get so many questions from young people that want to be designers. Like, how do I design? So many questions. And the kind of goal of that was like, here's your foundation of information, which, I can offer it. There's places like Pencil that offer it. Like, I think they should get it from a lot of different places. So yeah, I hope to expand that to kind of all different parts of the shoe. And there'll be like midsole 1, 2, and 3, because there's, in a 5-minute video or a 10-minute video, you barely scratch the technical surface of things. And so I definitely want to dig in much deeper there. And then I'll use that as a gauge to figure out how technical people want to get in the reviews.
Okay. Yeah, that's big. One of the things, especially, with your perspective, you can probably speak on this, player editions versus what comes out in the store, right? Because the tech on that is different. You might get a Kyrie and it has a half zoom, right? Or just zoom in the heel cushion. But the player edition will typically have a full zoom unit. Saw that a lot with the Kobe. So, when you're talking about the midsole, the outsole, the technology, the comfort, what actually gets released versus what the athletes are playing. And that's really why we're purchasing, right? We're trying to mimic the athlete, so to speak. I think there's a huge misconception there by the general masses. So that's also something to speak on.
Yeah, that's actually surprising to me. I was not aware of this. So like when I worked on the Jordan 29 and the 28, actually every signature Jordan I've been involved with, what we make for the athlete, even after Michael was retired, that's what went for sale. And as far as I know on the Kobe, like Kobe wore shoes out of the box. So unless they were like trying to make a more price friendly, like a lower price point shoe, it was the same as what he was wearing. So I need to dig into that a little bit more, because a couple other people brought that up and I was not aware of that at all. Like if that's happening, that's crap, right? I don't agree with that. But I mean, there are some athlete situations where like an athlete gets injured, or, maybe they have a problem with a part of their foot or something like that. And so they do make a modification to their shoe for a short period of time like that. Okay, cool, whatever. But I thought for the most part, what the athletes wear is what, especially if they have a signature, that's what you're getting. That's kind of the point of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like that.
the LeBron 16, right? If you look at the ones that he
15.
actually wears on the 15, excuse me. I'm really excited about the LeBron 16, but it'll be here soon enough. The LeBron 15, if you look at the ones he wears in the court, they have an outrigger on the midsole, right?
Yeah.
And these do not have them. And it's been like that since the LeBron 8. I believe they've all had outriggers on the shoe. And
Really?
we don't have those. And so for a guy like me that's 280 pounds, like
Number dropped.
yeah, 280 pounds is not the number drop. That is just I've gotten chubby in my old age. Let me be
Established.
established. Yeah, I've gotten established. Thank you. But we don't have the and I would like to have that. Not that I'm super active, but it makes it kind of decreases some of the creasing on the shoe. And for a guy like me who crushes shoes, that's kind of important.
But you're not gonna get a crease on a 15.
No, on the midsole though, you get that
I got you.
flattening.
Right.
Stress.
Yeah.
That surprises me actually entirely because I mean that shoe is built for a big guy, right? And stability is super important in that. So I'm gonna have to look this up and see what's going on and talk to some friends and be like, what the hey guys? Like, I mean, I could understand why maybe they would reduce the outrigger a little bit, but not remove it.
Right.
All right. Are you sure it's the exact same model?
Well,
Yeah.
okay. So they didn't release the South Beach pair of the 15s.
Okay.
But if you look at the picture on the South Beach pair that they put on the
sneakers watch?
they put on the sneaker watch on the app, you can see the outrigger all the way around it. And if you look at all the pictures that he's wearing on the court, you see the same thing where we don't get that, but his pairs do. Which I guess that kind of goes with the upside of being LeBron, and then there's also thank you for I think you just created the hashtag for the week. It is what the hey, that is just amazing. I'm gonna go back to my mute button now. Catch up.
All right. Well, little something maybe you guys can toss around on outside the box. So.
Yeah, we will for sure, man. Jacques probably got some leverage over there at the swoosh. You can probably.
It's got to have a little bit of juice at this point. Speaking of which, right? Great show, big fans. I listened to that on my way to work. So, how did you link up? Excuse me, with Nick and Jacques, and build that? I mean, that's seems like it's working out pretty well.
Yeah, so as soon as I started posting videos on YouTube, like Hypebeast or someone picked up my grudge match between Boost and React, which man, I would do so many things
for that one.
I know, they were
Waiting
just
for the
waiting
outcome.
for me. I know, right? So like, is what it is. I can't even watch that video now. I'm just like the taping's bad. Like my reaction was actually real, and I was like surprised that they were the same, and then I edited anyways. So after that, Jacques wrote to me and he started actually saying, great job on the YouTube channel. He's like, if you need any help, if you have any questions. So I would ask him for little questions here and there, like, hey, how do I fix the lighting? How do I focus? Like, because I didn't know anything. And so we would chat back and forth a little bit. And then one day he was like, hey, we're thinking of starting back up with our podcast. You want to join us? And I was like, you talking to me? Are you talking to me? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, sure, let's check it out. So that's kind of how it started. It's super fun. They're black. I mean, what's on the podcast is fun, but like our chit chats before and after probably those because they're.
Let me imagine. It's a very unique take. Jacques, he's known for the unboxing. Nick has been all over with his Finish Line or StockX, and then obviously you are Tiffany Beers. So what do you think is next? Like, where do you take it from here?
You mean the podcast?
Just Tiffany Beers in general.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm actually, I'm taking another job, a full-time corporate job, and I'm gonna move down to the Bay Area. And I'm going to stay in sneakers and keep doing the reviews because I just want to keep studying that. And I feel like in the future, like I really love this electronics integration into sport. Like I'm going to be living in there somewhere in the future. And hopefully like health side is more involved with it. I don't know what it looks like yet, but that's what I kind of hope.
We have a question in the chat from Demetrius Reynolds. He wants to know if Nike sees customs and they take, what's the word I want to look for? Inspiration.
I mean, do you know how many people work at Nike?
Oh,
it's like
sure it's
50,000. I have no idea. I mean, like in I can only speak for my own work, you know, in my work, like when I didn't really pay attention to what was going on outside until we launched. You know, I anytime a competitor product or something comes out that's semi close to what you're doing, people forward it to you just because they're out there watching, you know. But in general, I tried not to pay attention at all because I didn't want the influence of it. Because even if a customizer does it, like it's likely that I'm not going to do it the same way. So, but I wasn't a designer either though. So you'd have to ask somebody in design or somebody in brand who actually has control over that type of thing. I would be surprised if they did. But many things there surprised me. So
I hear you.
Now I'm trying to find the exact question, but I guess I'll just paraphrase at this point. It has to do with storing your sneakers in the plastic drop fronts and whether or not that would decrease the shelf life, no pun intended.
No, I mean, I have no idea. Like, I don't have a science lab here, you know, like behind my studio or anything. But what I can say is you will increase the life of a product if you take care of it, right? Keep it clean. Don't clean it with anything abrasive. Try and control the humidity, the amount of UV. Like those things absolutely do matter. I mean, I have like these Jordan, what are these? The motorsports?
Yep.
Look at how yellow this sole is. And granted, these were probably made back in the day before we would add blue tint so that they didn't yellow so bad. But this thing just sat in a box. Whatever room I was storing my shoes in, I didn't take care of it, right? So if I would have paid more attention to it, it wasn't in exposed sunlight, but I probably could have helped this not yellow quite as bad if I would have had it in a Ziploc bag or something like that. It's super hard to say though. I mean, it'd be awesome if there was some company that did like massive studies on how like shoe life and what kept the shoes nicer, what kept them more flexible, you know. But it comes down to a lot of the materials that people put in the shoes. And, you know, lower price point generally gets cheaper material, so they're going to degrade faster. You would hope these high price point, like these Vogue Jordans, right? Like $220 is completely insane for these things. This material better last a lifetime, like completely insane. So yeah, I'm gonna look into this more and find somebody to do this study on shoe, like shelf life of shoes.
Well, I think that's appropriate because what they were asking about these things in the comment section. So, and that's what I think the important thing you said there is I doubt anybody's doing studies to see if these mess the shoes up currently. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like and the testing that would have to go into do these things cause shoes to degrade quicker, you know, like I don't think anybody's done that.
No.
So what you're hearing or what people are, you know, the hearsayers, this is why people are like, oh, I only keep mine in boxes or I only keep mine on shelves, you know, outside of the boxes. Whatever the case is people are, it's trash. It's probably trash. I would, in my opinion.
Well, you're going to get sunlight with those boxes like that. So you're going to see that. But you're going to get oxygen from anybody.
No, everyone's storage system is going to be a little bit different because their environments and their elements aren't the same. Like how much light is coming into Daniel's room versus how much light is coming into my room is going to be completely different. So while we may have the same storage system, we're not testing under the same elements.
Right.
Yep.
I have one window covered with a towel. Malls is in the basement, and the other part's in his west wing.
Shut up.
Which is crazy.
That's a Cousteau reference, by the way. Thanks, Jacques.
Like the temperature is probably way more important than UV. Like if your room goes from cold in the winter to hot and humid in the summer, that's gonna definitely hurt your shoes more than the UV light. UV light's gonna change the color.
What is the ideal temperature?
I mean, probably between 60 and 70, you know, just like normal room temperature, not too much humidity, right? Like the moisture is definitely a concern, right? Like out here in Oregon, you stay younger looking because of all that moisture, but it probably not so good for your shoes.
It's had to drive Bill crazy.
But it's a good point. I mean, definitely store them out of light and store them in a Ziploc bag. If you really, really care, like those two things are probably huge. And throw some of those little silica packets in there. That'll help control your moisture a bit.
Such a weird word.
I know.
So I'm not a fan.
What are your thoughts on the blue tint? You mentioned that.
You know, it's tricky because I remember on the mag, you know, really, really spending a lot of time thinking about how much tint to put in that shoe. And literally, you know, I would have outsoles made of the shoe with different levels of tint. And they were so minute that someone probably couldn't tell. But like I would analyze them for hours in different lighting and different scenarios because you wanted it to be as clear as possible. But it always looks better with the blue tint. But at some point, it's going to yellow. And there's no going back. Like the blue tint is not going to help that much until they come up with an additive that stops the yellowing altogether. And they could be close to that, actually. I haven't checked on it in a few years.
I think the yellowing looks good in certain shoes.
Depending on the pair.
Right.
Like that doesn't look bad to me.
No, and neither do the burgundies or the burgundies for me I think they look amazing with that yellow.
Yeah, my Jordan 11s, I really don't care.
As long as the shoe's not navy blue and makes it blue and yellow, Michigan colors, and I'm good to go.
But we got Penn State in the building.
I don't mind Penn State as much as Michigan, even though Penn State has messed our years up quite a bit too. But
that's all I got, guys. Any other questions from the chat? Any questions from you, gentlemen?
So I saw one where it said the half cast from Australia wants to know if you'd ever work with Adidas, or can you work with Adidas?
I can now. You know, I was in a non-compete for a while there after I left Nike, so I physically can work with them now. But I don't know. I've not seriously considered it, so I'd have to think really hard about it. You know, like I said before, the loyalty is still very strong with Nike. But yeah, I think I probably would. I mean, well, I don't know. I still think Nike has some better technology. There's a few places Adidas has great technology, but all in all, Nike just has more technology to work with. So
I'm glad you mentioned that. We're going to come back to that.
As I say that, I would definitely work with their Parley stuff. Is it Parley or Parlay?
Parlay.
Yeah, they're recycled plastic.
Like the all plastic, all recycled plastic by 2020. I'm totally in. I'm in on all that.
Was it Reebok that had the biodegradable, I think it was?
Not yet, but the corn shoe.
Yes.
Corn and cotton shoe. Yeah, that one's pretty solid too. I would work with Reebok for sure. Reebok's one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, I really like Reebok, actually.
Isn't Reebok and Adidas, like, they're under Adidas, right? Now?
Yeah, both own.
All right, so another question was, somebody said their shoes don't fit in a Ziploc bag.
They have big ones.
Right, yeah, and they have like
Gallon size.
What's your favorite piece of Nike tech?
Favorite piece of Nike tech? Auto lace. No, sort of. I would have to say, oh man, Flight. I think it's a great technology. I did help invent it. I I guess React Foam Maven's next. I don't know. I don't have a full Zoom X shoe, but React Foam is pretty awesome. Like that's one of, I'd say that's my favorite.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's all. That's all that sorry. I got to reading the comments and they have big bones popped up, and I was like, what?
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't see any. Right, they don't have. I don't see any more questions.
Right.
Yes,
I got a question. You got a lot of shoes back there. What's your favorite personal shoe that you have?
Can you say that again?
I said no. What's your favorite personal shoe that you have? Or can you hear me?
Oh man, that's a hard conversation, or that's a hard question. One of my favorite, but like the one I always go to wear is literally a React. It's the turbo. The turbo, like if I know I'm walking somewhere, I throw a turbo on for sure. But the Solar Glide from Adidas,
Okay.
actually is a good looking, one of my new favorite shoes, but it's gray, so I don't want to get it dirty, and it's already wet season here in Portland, so.
Wet season.
It's extremely wet.
Stop it. Do you golf, Tiffany?
I used to. 2 years ago I did a lot.
Okay, I see the nines back there. I actually have that pair as well.
Do you golf?
Oh, man.
Of course he golfs. Look at him.
No, stop it. I don't golf nearly as much as I would like, but once, twice a year now, but
You the VP, man. You supposed to be golfing all the time.
I got 2 kids, bro.
True.
Doesn't leave a lot of time. 2 kids, kicks, and some basketball. It's hard, you know. Got to prioritize somewhere.
I feel you.
9:37.
All right, well, let's get it.
So we're gonna get into pickups.
Weekly pickups.
I'll go first because I only have one pair. Shoe that I picked up is the Court Purple Jordan 1.
Merlin.
I had to get these, being a Baltimore Ravens fan and now a Los Angeles Lakers fan.
Oh, Lord.
And these were essential, so I went ahead and I copped these, and I want to get a second pair because I think that I got to keep one of these on ice, and then hopefully the green ones will be here sooner than later. But that's all I got. Core purple ones.
All right.
Speaking of the green ones, has Finish Line dropped their raffle information yet?
I'm still
Some
waiting.
people said that they did. I didn't check. I don't ever win anyhow, so it's gonna be foot action for me.
I won the Mellos there, but I didn't. Well, obviously they didn't drop them. But yeah, it says you'll get a notification to check your ticket soon. So that means that they're waiting for other people to claim them in front of me.
Reservations 1 active. You'll get a notification. That's what I have.
I like how we're all online on a live show checking this shit to see if we've hit on something.
Well, you the same man that made us all miss those Serenas that dropped, so don't even go there.
I had the opportunity to do it.
You guys
Yeah,
bought the
didn't
Serenas?
None of us
we
did.
wanted to.
We all
Oh my
missed it
goodness, I want them
simultaneously.
so bad.
The
Yeah.
off-white or which ones?
Off-White.
The off whites, the 97s.
Ah. Okay.
We
Yeah,
all
that one
missed
hurt.
it.
It still stings. Off white collab, the collab in general hurts. But all right, Dan, what'd you get? You have a lot.
I have
20 pairs.
Yeah, okay.
This pair, this is the LeBron business, LeBron 6.
Nice.
It's one of 4 of the business. It's the kid, the athlete, the business, and then the wise. And so I got to track down the other 2. It's one of 150. Oop, so that one.
Rare.
And then I got those. These are
Damn
obsidians. So
Oh, there
Them
you go.
joints dirty? No, I'm just playing.
I know.
yeah, I mean they're used, but they're used lightly. Either way, it just it completes my 12s. So now I have all my OG colorway 12s, and I got these.
Nice, starting a new list.
Ugh,
Foot Locker.
Steelers.
Yeah,
Gross.
I know, but it's a dope looking shoe. Like but it shout out to Foot Locker and
Wu-Tang.
Jimmy up. Ain't nothing to fuck with. That's all I got.
Okay, I guess I'll go next because Maul probably got 27
No,
pairs.
I don't got that many. I really don't.
I just got the Air Max. What is it? The Plus, and I got one of Tiffany's favorite shoes. The Anna Wintour.
What? You're a grown man.
You are.
And your point is, Daniel.
Anywho, so I got the Reebok Ultimate Icon. This came from Champ Sports, so shout out to them.
Are those
I really
volleyball
like
shoes?
No, they're the Workout Plus, man, and those are dope.
Yep. So
They look like the volleyball joint.
stop hating. I got.
Are they dope, Daniel?
Here's Kevin. Here's a basketball shoe.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, I got
so-
that one too.
The LeBron 3, Christ the King.
Yeah, same.
So, shout out to Ness for scooping this and sending it to me. And then I circled back and I got something I've been trying to cop for a while.
This man used to hate LeBron.
Red carpet.
And it's so funny. We just talked about this shoe last week, and all of a sudden it magically appears.
I'm gonna take one of Dan's lines. It's been on the list.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So now you acting like Mo.
No, listen, it's been on the list. And as far as LeBrons are concerned, I still cop LeBrons. I bought on LeBrons. LeBrons were one of my first Nike IDs. Dan's been to my house. He's seen my LeBrons. He's filmed my LeBrons. Still waiting for that, by the way.
Yo, that whole computer is gone, man. That whole thing, it's gone.
I hate you so much right now.
I hate me too. It's
All that hate you was doing.
That ain't got nothing to do with the shoes, all right? It's church and state.
The shoes are dope. Do you have
Yeah.
any recent pickups?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I do actually. I showed you some of them. So I got the red Vogue. I got the black Vogue. It was a good week for women's sneakers last week.
Really was.
And I got the LeBron 16 HFR, and then I got the Jordan. Is it Jordan? No, the Supreme, the soccer shoe.
Okay.
Nike. It wasn't Jordan. It was.
No,
It was-
it's yeah. Oh God, what is that thing?
Isn't it the Gato?
Yes, they got it's downstairs, but I don't know if I like that one. That one might be going back for sure.
Which colorway did you get?
I got the
one.
black one. I should have got the white one though.
The white
I don't
and red.
know.
Those
I like the
LeBrons
red
are
one.
those LeBrons are dope. I almost
Yeah.
wish that they would put that strap on the other
the
ones
strap.
too.
So I actually had those in hand. I got them for Steph in there, in the chat, and they're really dope. They're really dope, and they come with like a cream strap also, and they have a really nice microfiber bag. The strap comes in, and the shoes come in. The packaging's all gold and stuff.
So,
Yeah.
I was listening in the car when you were talking about those. Can you show me the heel with the lion? 'Cause
The lion is just awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, the details on this thing are so good, and it's definitely awkward to get into and like get the strap and laces kind of figured out. But I've been wearing them a bit, and they're so comfy. Like the bounce of the zoom and stuff. Like it's not like a running shoe React, but these things are super comfy. Like I think I wish I would have got 2 pairs. I don't think you could though. One to play in and one to keep though, right?
2 pairs.
Soccer, one to rock.
So do you bought two? Or-
No, I didn't. I only
Okay.
got one.
No.
Do you play ball?
Oh.
Since high school.
Not since high school. Although when I was at Nike, we played at offsites. We would go out to the basketball courts or just like at lunch and stuff, and we would play Knockout. Remember that game, Knockout?
Yeah.
Love Knockout. Like, love it. But it's the only game where it can be like even when you're playing with people that are 6 foot tall, 250 pounds. Like, come on, 1-on-1 sucks. 3-on-3 sucks at that point too. So.
I can't wait to play in the LeBron 16 because the 15 is my favorite shoe that I've ever played in, and I just can't wait to see what it's like.
Are you copping the pair of the
bread?
one?
Nope, I'm gonna wait.
Gotta wait. I
Yeah.
can't wait to bowl them.
I can't. Yeah, but I gotta like it looks like an all black shoe when you're out there on the court.
Still, that's
Like,
like the LeBron 8. The LeBron 8.
I wanted to get the first 5, but that just didn't work out. So
I don't want to talk about that one actually.
I'll wait for the next pair to come out after the bread.
My feelings still hurt. Of
Mine are on the way.
course they
This
are.
guy. He doesn't miss anything.
Nope.
You're like a
Damn
fat.
right.
You're like a fat kid at a buffet.
Look, you're the one over there.
You don't
with the
miss
purple
shit.
Jordan 1s early.
That's
You know?
That's one shoe out of the 200 pairs of shoes you get that I want.
Now you were
So
definitely team early.
please.
You were the team early. Team early in this team.
Like, all I do, I have LeBrons, Jordans, and SBs.
That's all that people collect. I mean,
No,
that's all you
Marcus-
collect.
Marcus is up on his. None of y'all collect SBs. It's just me.
I got some dunks. I don't really do SBs.
Yeah.
I do Kyrie's.
I got some Lance Mountain SBs.
Yeah, we saw those. Anyways, what's coming out?
Hold on.
All right.
Let me.
Ooh.
I have to. It's a drop, and it gives Marcus some time.
I know you're struggling over there.
I am not struggling. It's ready.
Yep.
Marcus got that cricket cell phone these days.
A jitterbug.
What, jitterbug. That's what it is.
I got a Blackberry.
You got a BlackBerry.
Come on, man.
You got a StarTAC phone. Remember those? The Sky
I got one of them two-way phones.
You got a T-Mobile Sidekick.
Like a walkie-talkie?
Oh
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
So we ready?
All right.
Yeah, we're ready.
No, we're waiting on you, Father Time. Let's rock.
I mean, he said he had a drop, so I'm letting him drop it.
Oh, it already dropped.
It didn't drop, man.
All right. So on the 20th,
Oh,
we got the acronym Presto. This one,
that's my birthday, y'all. Just saying.
release drop. Well, early birthday.
Y'all like these?
Yes.
No.
These look like some Marty Jannetty rockers shoes.
And I
Like
will rock the hell out of them and straight up super kick your ass.
Shawn Michaels.
What's the resale going for on that pair that dropped
A lot.
previously?
I think it
Was
was
it
4 plus.
They always do well. The acronym, anything acronym does well.
Yeah.
I wonder if Off-White never came
I
out
want
with a
them all,
Presto,
and
would
then
people
some.
still want these?
Well, the Prestos came out before the Off-White, no?
Yeah,
But nobody was really rocking the
Prestos,
Prestos
yeah.
before.
Those are on the outlets.
No,
But now-
Acronyms did really well.
Then you got the cool gray pair.
gross.
Mm.
I don't think these will
Those are the
move.
scrambled
That's-
cable signal shoes.
Nah, that's the consolation prize. Like,
Yeah.
grab these.
Consolation prize.
And then you got the dynamic yellow.
I like that one.
Yes.
It's Volt.
Yeah.
It's Volt.
Team Vote over here.
Yeah, those are pretty decent. I think those will sell out quickly.
I'm not messing with none of those. You can see your toe knuckles in them joints.
That was always my problem with Yeezys, man. I always felt like I needed to tuck my foot down. You know.
No, I do have a revelation here. I did get a pair of 700s.
I know you did because you asked that question.
I talked a lot of.
the Wave Runners? Did you get one or two? Oh, you
Why, Kev? Why?
Well, I mean, it's going for $100 more than what I paid for them. If I do need to get rid of
I'm
them,
just
but I
checking.
might wear them though. I might put them on my feet.
By the time they come in, they're gonna be right back to retail.
It's not a used shoe, Kev. It's not a used shoe. I can see me and Maul pulling off, but I can't see you. It's not a used shoe.
That shoe, the shoe that you have on screen right now, Marcus, is dope.
Yes, I like that.
Yes.
I just
LeBron
think-
16 fresh bread.
I just don't
It's
like them
all
from
on
afar, man. They
Thursday.
look like Beavis and Butthead shoes from afar. Like they look like you have an all black shoe on, and I hate looking.
What?
No, I like it with the red.
Trust me, you won't
No,
get
when
that
you're
way
far
again.
away, if you look at them, it looks like you have an all black shoe on, and I
How
don't
you
like
know
that look
Seen
playing
in
ball.
person?
I've seen people. No, I'm just playing. No, I could just
Yeah.
tell. You can tell that like that red gets muted like with distance.
I
Yeah, in
doubt
certain angles. It will at certain angles too, right? Because that's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's like a reveal material.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's dope, though. I think that's dope. It's
I
like a
just-
secret that only you and your feet have.
I don't like.
bread.
I don't like
You have to
secrets.
get real close. You have to
Yeah.
get within smell range,
Yeah,
basically, to see it.
Smells like Fritos in here.
No, I like it.
Fresh bread. That's fresh
That's-
Fritos.
He's got the line in the back with the glowing red eyes. I mean, that's dope.
Yeah, that pair's got me all over it.
You're getting everything.
For
So do we need to look at this Adidas Speed Factory?
Negative.
Why?
I mean,
Those
but-
are actually really nice shoes. Like the construction of them is pretty solid.
Probably comfortable.
Yeah.
The upper material is pretty abrasive, but
Ooh.
they don't look awesome, I don't think. But man, they're made really nice.
Them things look like they make your feet look super long.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Then for the ladies, we're getting the Jordan 3 Bordeaux.
You know.
They could have made those for dudes too, though.
Hey, what's
I
the
know.
price though? What's the good
'Cause
price?
Yeah, what's the
I want
price?
those. They
I'm
are
done with
180.
Dang.
They're 180.
That's
They
Is
nice,
it just
though.
me, or I remember threes costing a lot less than $180?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
like
women's
130.
they've cost 190 for me for a long time. So.
Yeah, but they should have made these for guys too because they had the Bordeaux 12s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
It
it's
should've
not a
been
color
aggressive.
that we can't, you know.
mean,
They could have made it
Well,
for all of
I
us.
can still get them. Yeah, if it women's 12.
Well, I'm sorry, you got little baby feet.
Are they going up to women's 12? Do we know that for sure?
I would imagine.
Now, does this have the same tongue as the cot? How do you say that word?
Okay,
K.
The K.
I hate that tongue.
Does it have
No,
the
that's
same
a
tongue?
fat tongue like the other ones.
Nope, it sure doesn't. Look.
No, it's a
kinda
thin
thin.
tongue.
Ew,
Yeah.
I don't
It's like
that.
the Vogue ones. It's the exact
like
same
that.
as a Vogue.
The Vogue has the thin tongue as well.
Yep.
Y'all like
Yep.
thin tongues?
I don't like that.
Stop it.
I like the more the chunky feel, and that I really like the K, but it upsets me that it's a thin tongue like that. It reminds me of the Jumpman Jordan ones, in a way.
I got you.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm okay with it.
I know you are.
Yeah, you guys can
All
all
right.
fit them little feet shoes, little suckers.
All right. Then we got the Pine Green
You
Jordan
big
1
man.
Retro High.
Yes,
I know everybody's going after these.
It's a cop.
we're all gonna have them.
Yeah, that's a team. That's a team cop. That's a lottie dottie.
I don't know. Foot Locker hadn't been nice to me lately, so I don't know.
Talk to
Yeah,
you guys.
there's gonna be so many. Like, I hit all. I
want
entered
food.
all of them.
Facts.
Let me
I
hit-
need a 10.5 and a size 8 for the future.
Size 8.
Yes,
It's gonna be an
sir.
expensive week.
It can be when they do multiple drops like this, especially with
You're
ones.
killing me.
And not everybody's got them. Foot Action has purple. Foot Locker has green. Finish Line has green. Champs has both. You know, so you got
Champs has both.
Oh shoot,
They
champs.
do here.
Not this one.
I hadn't seen that.
Hold on.
All right,
I
and
might
then
load up.
You talking, old man?
let us go to the Court Purple.
The purple.
I like that one.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a nice shoe. It's
I
a
Raven.
prefer
really,
the
really
purple
nice
over
shoe.
the
Purple.
green.
And Kev, the question that we will hear all weekend: what's the quality like? Is it shattered backboard?
It is not shattered backboard. It is bread toe quality.
Like it's like this, like everything else, like Shadows, like everything that came out last year.
It's a. I mean, well, it's got the sail panel, so it's a bread toe with purple.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
Meh.
So do you guys feel like satin shattered backboard is higher quality or less quality?
The
I don't know.
original,
Yeah.
the original Shattered Backboard is bananas. Like the
It's
whole
just the-
shoe from the rooted to the tutor is
Yeah.
amazing.
Don't
To
say
me, it
that,
doesn't.
because
To
don't
me, it
sound
doesn't.
right coming out your mouth.
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's about
It
the
don't matter
look
to
for
me.
me. You know, it's a nice quality shoe, but
But there's
I'll
a
take
difference
the-
between the 2013 ones that used to get those deep creases, like you have like the Grand Canyon creases in your toe box, versus
Right.
these jokers where it actually ages well and the creases look good in it. Like, because you know, like my favorite crease on the one is the one on the heel, on that heel cup.
yeah, up top.
Yeah, folds up on itself. Like that looks really good from 2015 and beyond. But when you look at the 2000 comparison, you get this like they're just lines, like flat lines, and so that different leather quality makes a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that fly leather? Like, are you hoping they use that new fly leather in the Jordans?
I don't understand what that's about. I don't like the fact that they use the fly knit on the Jordans. That hurts my feelings. I hate the fly knit Jordans with
So
like
the
It's
30,
personally offensive.
the 33s. I'm interested to see the 33s and see how they feel and see how they play on court. Like I don't think they look bad. I think they look.
Whoa.
The 33s.
Oh,
You don't like them?
no.
I haven't seen them.
I'd play in them.
Wow.
The ones that I've saw that I think that the ones that are coming out. There was 2 pairs. There was one that looked horrible, and then the other one looks just like a 3, but it's got a Air Max. I
I
think
don't remember what it
Yeah,
was.
that's the one I saw.
Wait a minute. Wasn't there like a Jordan 2?
it's a fly knit.
That had
Yeah, it was.
an
Yeah,
Air Max.
yeah. It was was it Future 2 or not Future 2? 2.0. Yeah, it did have an Air
The
Max
2
unit.
with the Air Max bubble. Yeah.
That's what that looks like to me. They just
No, it's different. It's like a 3. It looks just like a 3
You're
to me.
talking about this one right here
Yeah. Say
Yeah,
something.
with the hot punch at the bottom.
Say something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
You got it locked on, Marcus.
Oh shit, my bad.
That's why.
I like
Take it off because all I got left is that Nike Epic React. So you
Alright.
can take it off.
There you go. I lock into you.
There's this, and like it looks just like I don't
The
know.
LeBron.
It's a
it looks
3.
like
It's a 3 you can play in.
give me a Protro 3. Don't give me that garbage.
Yeah, I guess you could do that, but
Good. Kobe.
yeah, I
froze.
don't like them Kobe's, man. Like
I love
I like the look of them. I just don't like them on feet. Like they look like
You hush your mouth.
they look like you have a corrective shoe. Like you can't fall down in them things. Like
You pay homage to the GOAT, damn
it's
it.
got like
so
2
you fall down and the
kickstands.
shoe's still standing there straight.
Yeah, it's like one of those like non-spillable cups.
Oh boy.
Oh,
You need to
you're
make
talking about
that
the
video for
Protro ones. You're talking about the ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh. You should love the ones. You're a bigger dude.
All right, are we ready for the gap? Because I'm ready for the gap.
Yeah.
I'm always ready for the gap.
Get ready for the drop.
All right, what's up for the drop? We are now at the Gap, and it is sponsored by 8-9 Manufacturing. Make sure you go check out the description. There is a link for a discount code. And always remember, get yourself some 8-9 because they sponsor us. So support us. Come on. What the hell?
What the hey?
It's the Gap!
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my favorite part of the show because I get to do the most talking. This is the Gap. Gas, ass, or pass is how this game works. All right. If you're playing along at home, gas gets 2 points, ass gets no points, pass gets 1 point. We have all picked a friends and family shoe, and we are going to share it with you. They should be up on the screen already.
They are up.
And all of these were friends and family pairs. And for every release that someone gets, so that person will also get a friends and family pack, and they get to share them with their friends and family. And Nike shares it with some of their fancy people, like our guest, I would suppose. And there's so they get these shoes. We never get them. We always like them more than the ones we actually get, because I think it's because they're unachievable. But anyway, we get 2 gaps or 2 gases. That's all we get.
Unless you ask, then you pick up.
Unless you ask a shoe, and then you get another gap, or you get another gas. Excuse me. And if you're playing along at home, you get as many gas as you want. Feel free. But your vote definitely counts. It has picked the winner several times. So now that we're here, who gets the lead? I think it's me, right?
No.
Because I sent it in first.
I was first. But Tiffany, do you have the ability to see every shoe?
I have no
Like,
idea.
you don't have it on.
It's cool.
Daniel,
I got
can
it.
you
I'll
send?
pull it up?
Like I have all your pictures showing. Is that what?
yeah, there you go.
Okay, you can
Yeah,
see.
that's it.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. That's what I just want to know. All right, so I'm first because I sent mine in first.
Here we go.
I got the PSNY Friends and Family 12. I think that the color blocking on these are insane. I wish they would actually come out with these. I don't care if it says PSNY, but the materials, along with the color blocking, just make these phenomenal. These are way better than the what was it? The nylons that kind of came out. Was it not or whatever? Like they should have just made these because I think they wasted it on the nylons. But PSNY 12.
All right. Well,
Ball. You know.
yeah, you already know. I don't like these. I don't like, especially for a friends and family pack. I think it's very bland. The word I believe you were looking for was neoprene, and
whatever.
that's exactly what they look like, which was an easy.
But
pass
these aren't
in.
though. These are the PSNY suede.
I understand that they say PSNY in the tongue, and they got it suede upper. But at the end of the day, they look exactly the same. And from a distance, right on the court, it looks like a generic.
Shout out to Adam Ellsworth for giving the Gap $10.
Yep. So I'm just going to pass.
Okay.
Adam said all of these are ass except for the para. You're welcome.
All right, Marcus, darling.
I'm gonna have to pass because it's kind of a basic look. I mean, they're pretty dope. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a pair, but I mean, it's not nothing that I would fall out about. So
you got playoffs, you got taxis.
Yeah,
you got
pass.
All right.
Calm down,
Miss Tiffany.
I can't actually see the shoes, but I googled them, and
are they black? Are the black upper and a white sole?
No.
Hold on. This is Cap.
So I just tell you if it's gas, ass, or pass.
Right.
Yes.
You only get two gases though, so choose wisely. If you're looking now, I'm gonna talk. It's on the screen.
Okay, I can see it.
It's little.
It's really tiny.
And then what's an ass? Like, what's an ass
If it's
versus a
terrible.
pass?
It's
Complete garbage.
Now, can
It's
you
called
guys see all of
Photoshop.
the shoes?
Ass gets you Photoshop.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, I don't know. I like it. I would get it.
Yeah, that's a gas.
So
I would get it.
it's a gas for you out of the 4 other shoes.
So
Do I get to pick mine too?
That's an automatic.
Yours
Don't
are.
worry about that.
Okay.
Don't be trying to talk her out of it. It's a
I
guess.
just want to make full disclosure. All right, full disclosure.
Hey,
There's a
Mom,
LeBron. There's a LeBron Stewie.
I got a couple asses coming.
Yeah, there it is.
Don't tell Jay.
I got a previous ass.
Hold on, just give me 1 second because I'm gonna send her all the shoes so that she can see them, and it's even Steven.
Got it. Because it feels like now you guys don't agree with my gas.
Oh,
You're
just
like,
want-
wait a second.
No, I agree with it.
We are
want to make
confused
sure
by your
you don't
gas.
I
use
agree
up
with
all your gas. We
Right.
don't want you to use it all
Use a
up,
gas.
'cause I don't.
It's
know
a confused thing.
There's a LeBron Stewie Griffin up there, like.
Right.
Hey,
And you only have 2.
If you
And
passed,
what does that mean, Mom?
Okay.
Meaning it's super gas.
One,
Give me
two.
just a second. I'm almost there. What was the Maul? What's yours?
The Frag Friends of Fam.
Yes. All right, hold on. Boom.
you're about to be surprised
Double.
today.
I can already see. I see the wheels turning. There's steam coming out the headphones over there by you, Kev. He's like, "Arr."
One more.
Having seen 4 out of 5, I'm still a gas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
There you go.
You're my favorite.
All right, Kev.
Dan.
All right, sorry, I got one more. Look, I'm gonna be real honest with you, bro. I love you like a brother. You're one of my favorite people.
don't
on
worry.
earth, but these shits is ass, homie. Like I would not have bought these if they came out in the store. I don't care if they're made out of baby leather. Like no, I don't like the Bordeaux blocking. I don't like the CP3 or Class of 2000 blocking or whatever that is. I don't like that one. Like I don't like baby blocking. Yeah, no, I hate that shit all the way around.
I played you a video.
Oh, did you?
I don't think anybody heard what you said. What did the chat say?
They passed.
They passed. It was
All
a
right.
pass. So hold on, let me get to the points here so I can. You got kept Maul passed. He passed. And I gave you an pass, and they gave you. Whoa, what, everything okay over there, Maul? You good? So Kev walks away with 5.
Man down. Man down.
All right. Next,
Pippin distress.
He's gonna ask my shoes.
Oh,
I
you
know,
already know that's coming.
He's super angry. Right
But
now.
I don't understand.
But these suck though.
Big
These
man.
suck. These
You
shoes suck.
Big man.
No,
this Stewie Griffin.
They suck. They're ugly. They look like Ronald McDonald shoes.
Daniel,
Yeah.
you tried this before.
Yes, these are
Oh,
terrible.
yeah.
These
Is
are
my shoe up? Is my shoe up? Yeah,
Your
cool.
shoe's
Okay,
up.
cool. So this is the Stewie, the Friends and Family 6. It is the Stewie, right? It's a LeBron 6 Stewie. It's Friends and Family. They were super, super rare, super hard to find, and literally one of my favorite shoes like ever. Like, and that's cool. Y'all can dislike them, but you dislike them because
You
you're
shoe
ignorant,
up?
and that is
Okay.
okay. And y'all can ask them all you want to.
It's
You're
ignorant.
just wrong. Y'all can be wrong, and I will afford you the opportunity to be wrong.
Let me tell you why we're not ignorant, okay? Because you're
no.
only in love with this shoe because of the hype, because of the number of
Right.
shoes that were made.
No,
If this was a
fine.
general release, you would not want this shoe. Okay.
Well, let me tell you why
I
you're
know
wrong.
you had your time. You shut it.
These are
No, it's not even your
Cambodian
turn.
ass.
You
It's
had
not
your
even
time.
your
You
turn.
shut it.
Let me tell you why I know you're wrong, because you weren't
It
even
doesn't
talking
matter.
about the shoe. You were talking about me not liking the shoe, or the reason I like the shoe. There's
Look
also
at
the
it.
Miami Knights. Miami Knights 6 has a cartoon effect
Oh
on
my
it
God.
as well, and
I
I
don't
think
care
the Miami Knights 6
what-
is dope.
These
So you
Roger
can-
Rabbit
You are
rejects.
not gonna talk me out of
Bold
this ass.
politics, old man. Just keep eating
You are
dicks. Just
not
shove them into your
talking
fucking
out
mouth
this ass.
all you want to.
You
We're off the
are
rails
damn
here.
near 40 years old. If you walk around with this shit on your feet, I'm gonna push you down, okay? Because
I
you
fucking
can
dare
knock
your
my
fat
ass
ass
over.
to put your fucking hands on me. Anyway,
It's trash.
Marcus.
it's trash. I
Marcus,
would push
Paul.
your fat 300-pound ass over. It's trash. It's ass. And we don't want to see it ever again. You've already brought this shoe on the show. We asked it the first time. So why are you bringing it back?
No,
So
you
get
didn't.
it ass again.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did.
I did.
I did ask it. I did ask it last time. I did.
I brought it out.
I'm not gonna work
I
on things. I'm
haven't
gonna
brought this shoe on. It's been fucking long. So miss me with that shit. Anyway,
Okay, well, it came on. It was ass. It was
Maul,
ass.
what you got?
Well, as you stated, I did pick this shoe for something, and this is the holy grail of holy grails when it comes to the LeBron line. It's a quadruple gas. It's a super gas. It's like Northern California fire gas. Like, it's just ridiculous. So 2 points for me.
All right, so Marcus and Kev, y'all both asked it. Y'all have already made your votes very clear and very vocal.
Yeah, I asked it.
Ass.
Tiffany?
I'm gonna say pass.
She's like, I saw your how'd you got after that. I don't want to really give it what it is.
Me?
Yeah.
No, there's I can only give out one ass, right?
Mm-mm.
No, you
No,
got
no.
as much ass as you
Unlimited.
You can do as much ass as you want.
Oh, okay, I'm
It's
gonna
gas.
go ass
on the
then.
gas.
I
not the
was
ass.
saving my ass for another one, but this is gonna be an ass then.
Oh,
This-
yes!
This is not okay. This is not a good shoe. Different colorway, maybe, but
Yes. You can.
Wow, that is wow. It's all
sorry.
good, bro.
Oh, it's
all
fine.
good. It's cool.
He
Next
gonna run
up,
to his car and cry.
Yeah, it's
What'd you get?
we
What's
gonna
the
be
total?
all right.
0. I got 0.
You got
All right.
two.
Next we have
I got
Maul.
Yeah. So mine is a slight remix on what is already one of the dopest Jordan 1s. It is the Fragment Friends and Family. So the little stamp, that little double lightning bolt, chow. So yeah, that's what I went with.
You want me to go?
What do you mean?
And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I'm gonna ask these, because it's no different than the other ones. All it is a black fucking stamp on the back. So there's no creativity in this pick, and I'm asking them just based on that. Even though the shoe's dope, but it's not like for friends and family. I'm assing these. I am
assing shit.
assing these.
Nike, Jordan, whoever may look at this, just remember this guy is not a Jordan 1 fan. So
Hey.
if you got something, friends and family, don't send it that way. Send it over here.
Yeah, they sending you and all you guys all the shit anyway, so that doesn't matter anyway.
I
I'm
know
gonna
no
ask
one,
all the shoes I
know
want to.
No one at Jump. Man.
Marcus.
Stop it right there.
Marcus.
It's a gas. I mean, but I'm kind of like Kev with it. You know, you take the frag symbol off the side. It's a GR, but I'll give it a gas just for what it is.
Smoke
It's a
fire.
gas. It's a gas for me. Miss Tiffany, what you got?
I'm gonna give it a gas too, actually. But you know, I agree. You can't tell the difference without that logo. But it's
If
not a
you
bad colorway either way.
No.
That's true. That's true.
All right, next up.
We've got Marcus.
Yeah.
The para.
The Nike
Para.
Air Max 1 para, however you want to call it. It's a dope shoe, man. I mean, it's self-explanatory. I don't even have to say anything about it. Dope shoe.
Maul.
It's a passa. So yeah, I like the one that released better. So for that reason,
Man.
Kev.
really ain't your friends, really ain't your family.
I'm gonna gas these. I think these are dope.
All right.
That's all I got.
Tiff, what you got?
This is the Air Max one, right?
Yes.
I hate these things. Ass.
How dare you? How dare you?
They
Shit,
are
let me
like
get-
they don't know where they are. They don't even know what planet they live on. They're just chaos. Like no, never. I thought it was a joke when they launched.
Well, if you run across a pair, can you get them for me? And
I will. What size are you?
size, any size,
Size
full size run on these.
4 in women's.
Smallest I can find.
These are an ass for me as well.
See that I don't believe because they hype.
I don't believe it either. But go ahead.
Don't you have them?
Yeah.
Don't you have
Go
them?
ahead, fat boy.
No,
Yeah,
I
he
have
got
the,
the
I have the real
He has a
ones.
regular pair.
I
like
You
the
know
regular
what? I remember him saying. I
This is a
actually remember him saying,
retaliatory. This is a
That's what it
retaliatory
is.
ass.
because
no
you
doubt.
said,
You're gonna
No
get all
doubt.
that ass.
It's a retaliatory ass, straight up.
But it's a
Fuck
lie.
you, fuck
It's a
your
lie.
shoe.
it's
Fuck
a
your
lie though,
whatever
because
ass.
you have said with your own mouth, "I wish this was the pair that released." You have said
Damn
it.
that shoe.
I
You're gonna
asked
put you
your
on
shoe
the slightest
twice.
step.
So go to hell, you liar.
Go
It's
straight
an
to
ass
hell.
anyway.
Don't pass go.
Marcus gets 5 with the gas from the chat. All right, next up,
We have our guest.
it's Tiffany's shoe.
All right, Tiffany, go ahead and introduce your shoe.
So I didn't when Daniel asked about this, I didn't know what friends and family pair were. So obviously it's the Hyper Depth 1.0, the white colorway. This is like, I actually got to pick this colorway and pick all the details on it. So of course it's my favorite. Why wouldn't it be? But yeah, all white Hyper Adapt, gum sole, rubber, same blue lights. What do you guys think?
It was gonna be a gas for me at first until you just basically just pooped all over my shoe. Just I feel revengeful. But I'm not gonna poop on your shoe. I'm gonna give you a pass, but I should be like Daniel and ass it. I'm just gonna pass it. But it was gonna get a gas. But yeah.
All
I'm a
right,
big
Mom.
old man.
All right, so I'm gonna gas this strictly for sentimental reasons. I mean, how do you pass and or ass on someone who's created a shoe? My boy Kyrie approves, so I'm gonna gas it up.
Cause they're $700.
Hey man,
Yeah, but these were friends and family. They were free.
got him.
I don't have any friends or any family, so I don't.
Join the club.
All right, Kev.
I'm gonna gas these just due to the innovation. It's not like any other shoe, so I'm gonna gas them.
Did you try a Hyper Adapt on, Kev?
No, I have not because they're not in my price bracket.
You should still try it on.
Yeah, you can try it on.
Yeah, but I mean that's just like I'm gonna have a bite of steak. I can't afford the whole thing.
Nah,
That just
sometimes you
frustrates
order
you.
something else, but you want to taste what they got. So you're like, all right, let me get a bite.
I don't like bites. I like to keep. I might steal it. No,
Well,
All right, and just because of the innovative factor, like I would not buy this shoe, but just because it's innovative and the fact that you actually designed this shoe, like I feel like, that's dope. And I think this pair was better than any of the pairs that actually released. Like the orange, the habanero pair I hated that pair.
Oh,
Like,
those are the later adaptations, though.
Yeah, I hated that pair with everything inside of me. But this pair,
I
thought
had
was
the blue one, the blue Earl.
Right. Yeah, this pair was the cleanest out of all of them that dropped. So, and then the usual suspects gave you a pass. So that leaves you with 8. So you win, and you get to decide. You get to decide what our gap is next week. So at some point, if you can, when you think about a shoe, just send me a message and let me know. You know what it's gonna be.
All right, will do. Yeah.
Thank you for playing the gap.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna go ahead and bust into topics.
Let's get it. I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a bad time for eating.
That boys are always eating.
And here we are. And now we're gonna talk about Nike innovation versus leaning on the retro.
Yeah, well, Dan, what the hell are you munching on over there? You gonna
Sour Patch Kids?
Jesus Christ! All right, I hope you got some for the whole classroom. All right, so I mean, how can we not talk about innovation? Take advantage of this opportunity. And I told you we were going to circle back to something that you mentioned when you said that Nike has more technology. Okay. Now we've noticed that things have come out. You've had obviously the auto lacing system. We've got the React now. There are different things that do hit the market, but it seems like the bread and butter for Nike is always relying on the retros and the nostalgia, especially when it comes down to Jordan Brand. So with that, just want to have open dialogue on, really what we think the future will be for Nike if they will try to be, that leader in innovation and technology, or are they strictly going to kind of rely on the retros, rely on their past achievements?
In my opinion, they there is a specific group that will continue to buy the retros, right? They're going to continue it. Like the Air Max 1s are always going to sell. The Jordans will sell. But there's always the Jordan 33 coming out, the LeBron 16 coming out, Kyrie 5, fucking Kobe, whatever that is.
Proto.
No, not the Proto, the new one that just came out.
The AD.
The AD. Right, and then Kevin Durant starts to fly. And PG, there's always something that's pushing forward.
But that's new product, but that's not necessarily new technology.
Oh well, I mean, but there's new technology in it along the way. So like when you're looking at, the 16 in comparison to the 10, or excuse me, God, the 15. I really want the 16. When you're looking at the 15 in comparison to the 10, you have you still have the zoom bag, right? And it's almost broken up the same, but not quite. But then they have the battle knit upper. There's differences, like the whole prime knit battle knit thing that kind of took off.
Versus fly wire, I get that.
Right. So there's always something new that they're adding. And as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Nike will always make its mark on the forefront. And while the retros are there for the nostalgic sneakerheads like us and people that buy that in the style, it's still going to be there. I think that Nike will continue to do that. That's
Doesn't the 16 have BattleNet 2.0? Is it 2.0?
It's 2.0.
Yeah.
Like I'm interested in seeing like how that plays. I don't know. What
do you feel about Jordan Brand? Because it doesn't seem like that tech ever trickles down.
Well, I think that they use the tech for the new shoes. The 31, the 31 is my favorite Jordan basketball shoe to play in. The 32 was horrible. The shock was terrible, and
it was super tight.
Yeah, it wasn't a good shoe to ball in. So I bought the red pair and I left it at that.
I bought the red pair and sent them back.
I think I had two pairs of them.
What pair are we talking about?
The 32.
Was it the Costa?
Yeah. The Costa, whatever.
Yeah. Like I tried to play in that. I switched at halftime. I went back to the 31. So.
No, I lied. I have my UNC 32s. I still have those.
Why'd you buy those?
Because it's UNC. Hello.
You don't buy UNC everything, do you?
What are you talking about? Yeah, I do.
every
Yeah,
day,
he does. He does.
everything.
Yeah, stop that. Tiffany, what do you think?
Obviously, this is my opinion, right? And it comes from a very different place, right? Like, if people would stop buying the retros, they would stop making them, right? But like, if a shoe sells, it's a business, right? They gotta make money. So, people keep buying them. I think there's something to them, like the simplicity of some of the retros. Like, you don't always need technology, right?
Right.
To be a good shoe. But, you don't know in the new technology, like Nike mostly focuses on athletes and the performance benefits that they ask for. Like they want to jump higher, they want to run faster, whatever. That's what a lot of the brands do, right? And so you never know when a new technology is going to hit or when it's not going to hit, right? It's just like predicting the future. Like you can't, like, it's sort of like horoscopes, actually, I think, but maybe horoscopes are a little more accurate than shoes. But so I think technology, in 10 years, the shoes that come out now are going to be cool, right?
Yeah,
Possibly, like the
maybe.
majority of it. And the shoes that weren't cool 15 years ago, you don't even hear about them. Like you don't even remember they existed, some of them.
I think
So
they try to bring all those things back.
Mhm.
Each and every pair of shoes.
yep, they test the waters, right? That's what sneakers is a test bed, right? What's going to sell, what's not going to sell. So I think innovation, I think we're in a weird spot because there's only so many things you can innovate, right? Cushioning, colors is not an innovation necessarily. Cushioning, traction, stability,
What
fit.
about outside of production? What about something to combat counterfeits? The innovation to keep the authenticity of the brand.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. That's definitely an area that needs some attention, but at the same time, like if you think you can get rid of counterfeits, then you probably can get rid of hackers too, right? I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like
Yeah.
they study it. The people, there's obviously money to be made there, so they study it to know how to. Even if no matter what you do, you can put the GPS chips in, you can do whatever. They're gonna figure out a way around it. So it's more about buying directly from the brand to guarantee it's authentic.
That's the ideal.
Yeah, that's the ideal scenario.
But it's impossible.
More
always.
production.
It's impossible to consistently buy. But when they do more production, people don't buy. Like I have a ton of GR Jordans that came out, and I love them, but not everybody does, and they set hard. That was 2017.
That was just that was an oversaturation and an increased price point. So
I'd love to hear Marcus's opinion because I mean, he's been around since the first shoe.
Yeah, Marcus is the innovator. He made the first shoe out of stone.
Yeah,
Right.
Marcus had.
When I first wore those
Flintstone.
Yeah, those Herculean sandals that I used to wear with the
boy
David and
Blackstone technology.
Back in grade school.
300.
See, for me,
300s.
I'm different. There was never I never cared about tech or innovation or any of that kind of stuff. I just cared about a nice shoe, having a nice shoe to walk around in. I'm not going to go out and buy a shoe to play ball in like you guys do. That's not my thing. I'm more of a fashion guy. That's always, been what I looked at for a shoe. The Flyknit stuff, damn you, Maul. The Flyknit stuff, it's cool. It's just not the look for me. You know what I'm saying? I like leather. Somebody just said in the chat, something about leather. That's my thing. I like leather. I like the leather and the rubber. I don't need the technology because I'm not going to do anything with it. I mean, y'all know I don't leave the house. I'm stuck here all day. So,
like I like the technology because I still play ball. But
yeah,
like there's one shoe that was outlawed by the NBA, and it's the athletic propulsion lab concept. And it said I think they were outlawed because it gives someone an unfair advantage. I think they probably make you pop off the court quicker. Like I wonder why nobody is really kind of like dove into that technology. I know you probably couldn't wear it in the NBA, but I know that there would be people that would buy those shoes to wear them and play in them. Like so I wonder why like certain things, like certain avenues aren't being explored in that area as far as technology.
This
But
shoe-
don't you think if they're banned in the NBA, everyone else will ban them too? Like, if you're in a 3-on-3 with somebody, are you gonna not take the piss out of the person wearing those?
I mean, but will they check it? It's just like baseball. Like they don't let you wear,
of course
they don't let
not.
you use metal bats in the major leagues, but in college you're allowed to use metal bats.
Yeah. It's like metal cleats, right?
yeah.
You're not allowed to wear metal cleats,
Right.
and they check it.
In certain leagues, you're not allowed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it'd be cool to have a pair of those shoes, just to be able to spring off the court. You know, when you're playing street ball or whatever.
Why did they ban these?
I think they made you jump. They actually made you jump higher.
Yeah, it was something like that, like an unfair advantage, like it was using too much of an actual spring, like there was a mechanical advantage or something like that.
How dope would that be? Like you just out of nowhere, you just start dunking on folks.
I would love that. I can't.
I can't do it anymore. I used to be able to.
No, that would be great. I'd feel like, my 20-year-old self again.
It does bring up a good point, because like auto lacing, how come that's not an unfair advantage? I mean, I guess it's because it's not in any it's not the highest performance shoe of any sport. So, but if you can have auto adjusting fit or fit that's adjustable on the fly, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's flirting with the line though.
Right. Because if you don't tie your shoes up all the way, then you could slip.
Man down.
Man down.
I'm trying to figure that out. Like, what would they put in a shoe that literally makes you jump higher?
Well, they had the Reebok pumps.
Spring.
Right. I mean, but like, well, the pump, yeah, but the pump just got the shoe tighter.
But that's not the way it was sold.
No,
that's not the way it was sold to us.
Well, Jordan was sold to us to make us jump higher.
Right.
Yeah, that too.
Jordan's
got to be the shoes.
I used to fly around the house. I sold myself.
I mean, like what kind of like? I'm just trying to imagine the spring in this. Like, where?
Probably in the back.
Spring?
Remember the catapults?
It was being the heel.
Yeah, it was in the heel. The heels were thicker though. Shoes. Think of cars, right? Suspensions. Like you can tune your suspension. You can put a different spring in there. You can change the shock compression. Like imagine if you could do that with footwear. Like how awesome would that be for your performance? But you could cheat too.
That would be
so you totally went into cars, and I felt immediately emasculated. I take my cars to Honda to get the oil changed. Like,
well,
you take it to the dealership?
No, you don't.
She's got a lot of experience in that as well. So it's not like she's just a novice. She's knee deep in that.
Right.
Like,
design stuff.
You
But
go to the
I
dealership
just
for oil changes.
say again.
You got money.
Well, it's all free for the first 2 years.
Anyway, this is just kind of like a softball question
sense.
for everyone. As I get my madness and notes here, do you think that Jordan will implement a Protro to make the retro, say the 3, the 2, just more wearable for the modern day player?
I think they'd be stupid not to. I mean, using the new technology to make an old silhouette like better, like why not? I mean, you're gonna sell them, right? They're gonna sell.
Could you imagine a Jordan 3, a black cement Jordan 3 with modern
React foam
actually balling?
Yeah, that you could play in. Oh man, that would be so awesome.
Right.
So you're saying it's gonna look just like the original shoe, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and it's just like the Kobe Protros. So they've tweaked it so that it has modern technology, and you can perform in it, but it looks pretty much identical to the original. Just like the retros now, there's always it's like a bio equivalent. They look just like the old shoe for the most part, but there's always something a little bit different. There's always a nuance or something that's a little bit off.
So like the Kobe 1 Protros, do they look the exact same? Like, are they as blocky on the
blocky
forefoot?
I'm trying to find a pair. I'm like looking over.
There's one behind you.
Oh shit! Absolutely. It is behind me. I mean, shit. So, yeah. I mean, that's how they look, bro. This is what 81 points looks like. Right. But
so what's the difference?
They've got the carbon fiber plate. The materials are different. You know, on the midsole, you talk about the hardness.
I wonder how they would play. Like if you played one game in the originals and then played that one, like would you feel the difference? Or
I
is
mean,
it
now,
just
especially because it's been like a very long period of time. But if you played in the old ones then and then played in these, I would imagine these are going to be significantly better. You're talking about, you know, well over a decade. What are we on the Kobe? Technically the 14.
But I think sometimes they talk about innovation and like how the shoes like supposed to be so much further advanced, and then for your feet maybe they just don't work as well. You know, like maybe they're not as comfortable as people
Well,
say.
Or maybe you're just like me and just unathletic.
I mean, the shoes are going to wear differently for everyone. You know, you
Right.
talk about the LeBrons, and Tiffany, you weighed them, right? It's a heavier shoe. It's made for this super athlete. I'm 5'10" and a half and a $180. Like it's not happening. I'm not gonna be able to be as agile and quick in something that has that much weight. But I can throw on, you know, a Kobe or a Kyrie and still have, you know, similar speed and agility. It's just a better wear for me.
You just need to get some Air Goes. Those were the lightest shoes I've ever had. The Air
Jordan 19s
the
were
Air
amazing.
the Air Go. They were like paper.
Now the Jordan 19, the black and red pair. I think I've gone through 6 of them. That's like by far one of my favorite basketball sneakers.
I wonder what's the lightest basketball shoe that ever came out. I
Lightest
think
basketball shoe or the latest Jordan?
It's one of the
basketball
Kobe's. Got to be
Is
one
it?
of the Kobe's.
Yeah, Kobe 8.
One of the
I want to
low
say
top Kobe's.
Kobe 8. I want to say.
I'm about to look and see. The Air Goes were so light. You
What is
know what I'm
this Air
talking
Go?
about? They're Tim Hardaway used to wear them, and I think Anthony Hardaway had a pair
These
too.
guys right here. These guys.
Yeah, yep. I love those. I love balling in
Wow.
those.
It is the Air, Air Flight. Yeah, it's got Flight Air Go LWP.
The Kobe 6 was 10.6 ounces. So I have a follow-up question for you, Tiffany, in regards to the weight, because I think it was the HFRs that you had weighed in the left and the right. They had different. It was slight, but they were weighed differently.
Yeah, so that's very, very common, right? And that's kind of an experiment too. Like the right, I think I screwed it up on the video, and I don't know how many people called it out, but it was 502, and the left was 501 or 500. No, 501. So it was a total of 1,003 grams. But they're only a gram difference between the two shoes, which is, just negligible. But like some of the Boost shoes are like 8 or 10 grams difference between the two shoes, which is clearly it's a quality issue, right? There's something, the tolerances weren't paid close attention to, or there's more glue in one shoe, or the Boost material is really hard to keep consistent. Like anytime there's a significant difference in the weight of the two shoes, to me, it just signals that there's probably a construction issue, quality issue with one of the materials, something along those lines. But if you really look at the biomechanics of it, like, I don't know how much weight it would take, but if one shoe was like 10 grams, 20 grams heavier than the other, it'll start causing problems with your movement, right? And things like that. So it's like, it's something to be aware of.
I'm learning all about the Air Go.
They were all like, I loved playing ball. I played in high school, and they weren't my school colors, but like I would play at practice with them, and I used to think I could jump out of the gym with them things.
Does it say how much they weigh?
I think
That's what I was trying. That's what I was trying to
12
find.
ounce, or let me see.
I think one of the
12.9.
Kobe's was in the 9s.
Yeah, these are 12.9.
Let's see, Kobe 8 weight. 9.6.
Yeah, so they were lighter than, but those they
Based
felt
off the
so
size,
light.
size 9 was 9.6.
But at the time, the Air Goes were the lightest shoes lightest basketball shoes that come out, because they broke the 13 ounce.
I'm a huge Kobe head, like Kobe 8 fanatic. So
I don't like Kobe's.
He don't like you neither.
Fuck him.
So, I mean, while we're talking about quality and stuff, why don't we talk about that next topic?
Yes. So As many of you are aware, Jordan has actually recalled the Jordan 13 Mello release. You saw a lot of the major retailers, Finish Line, Foot Locker, they had to post retractions and say that they were canceling any RSVPs and they had to send them back. That the RTV was send them back to the vendor. Now we know pairs have already sold on the secondary market, whether it be StockX or your favorite local quote unquote plug. So a lot of speculation rather, as far as the reason behind it. And now prices on it have started to soar, of course. Why, I don't know. It's still the same shoe to me. But we've been talking pretty much ad nauseum about quality control, about material, and looks like this one might have actually finally caught up to them. So what are your thoughts?
So I saw Mo Jordan, you know what I'm talking about? Mo, I can't think of his. He was on the show
MJO?
once. Yes,
Marvin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He did a post on him. MJO. I wonder if he has
MJO Dan. MJO
Yeah.
23 Jan.
There we go.
Yeah.
So he was talking about like right here. I don't know if y'all be able to see it well, but like so this the colored portion, the felt portion is peeling up.
Yeah, you showed the
can see-
glue.
Yeah, there's glue all over the outsole. The miscuts around the pods.
There's no difference.
The red, you know, it's
the
It looks
same.
like your everyday Jordan Saturday release.
right. But I think it was just on a more like on a larger scale, right? That a pair came out and it was just like ungodly, you know, like holy crap, all of them have the same errors, you know. And then I don't know if it was unbreakable or not, but his picture people were asking, where's the jump man on the left shoe? He was saying it's because the tongue was tucked down. And I'm just,
It could have been a tongue and a shadow, though.
right. I just at what how.
No, it I don't think it was tucked down that way. I mean, because you can still see a large portion of the tongue.
You know, that's what
Especially
I'm saying.
with that big tongue on the 13. You know they got a big ass tongue.
Right, I agree with Marcus. They're like that one kid on the bus that always got his tongue out of his mouth.
Stop it.
Whoa.
It was
Going
me.
into
It
dangerous
was me.
territory.
It was me. It's fine. I'm the one.
It was
That
me.
was me.
You were licking
Uh,
windows?
Yeah, I was that kid. I'm a mouth breather. My mouth is always.
And my Jordan 8s.
Yeah, but like I after I read the comments in there, I went back and looked at, you know, and I even looked at some of the older ones that, because I feel like the older ones have that like it's thinner and kind of more pronounced. And even them, I can't turn it without twisting the whole tongue.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty tough.
without like
Hmm.
no
But
way
if you
to
take
not
that from
see
the side,
tongue.
do it like that, and then turn it to the side, and then add shadow. So
I'm a
I
good
give him the
shadow,
benefit.
bro.
I give him the benefit.
It's
of
a
the doubt.
big, bright ass orange jump man. No
It's red.
shadow is going to
It's
cover
red.
that.
It's
Or
red.
red, whatever. It's not going to cover that. It's not.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the dude's got like shitty product. I'm saying that it was a shitty release. You know, like
313
This is
said-
weird. This is super weird to me. I mean, you know, they know if they say it's a recall, the value is skyrocketing, right?
Mhm.
Any of those pairs that got out, like, so are they doing it on purpose? Are they doing it to increase? Because what cosmetic issue is big enough to pull something unless, like, there's something toxic or
Right.
something dangerous?
It might have
You
been
know,
a
do you
mold
remember
too.
the heel clip on the Jordan that was metal and it started to poke through the leather? I can't remember which Jordan. Like, that was a serious recall, right?
16.
Yeah, I think so. So, like, this doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
But yeah, but we've been looking at, like, a lot of people had issues with the glue stains on the Travis Scotts, right? A lot of people complained about it. They purchased it, but now they're like these Mellows and 13s sit more in my, like, from what I see going into Foot Locker, you know, is that 13s sit more than any other.
No, Jordan 8s. Jordan 8s.
8s and 2s.
Twos, yeah.
Twos have a permanent fixture on the wall.
6s and 7s sit. I mean,
None of those sit here though.
But why recall it instead of just, like, let there be 10 pairs and say it sold out? Right? Why not just restrict your volume and then scrap them all? Why make a public recall? Because it's not good for the brand.
Right.
Like,
Well,
having a public recall.
Well,
It's
maybe they're
Mello.
doing it because, like, them saying that they're recalling them makes it look like they care, where everybody's like, oh, Jordan's quality is blah blah blah, and it used to be this and that, and maybe people are like, all right, now they care about
and
it.
that's smoke and mirror.
Maybe, but that means your quality department sucks. So fire them and get some new people, right? Like,
absolutely.
I feel like all of these will end up at the outlet. They'll all be.
They're still gonna come out. They're gonna come on the out. All these people who are paying $300+ are idiots. If you didn't want them before, you shouldn't want them now. They were $120 price point for me. I wasn't going anything above that as far as picking them up. So for me, it's like, all right, whatever. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm not gonna run a StockX or to the dude down the block and try to cop them all of a sudden. Like, it's not happening.
And they're Steelers colors. Ugh.
What? What?
I'm a Ravens fan.
Here we go.
Oh heavens!
So I mean,
he's just an angry man. Listen, Mello he didn't want them sitting, man. He didn't want them sitting on the bench, and you know how he feels about coming off the bench. So he's like, you know what, you got to take them down.
I mean, like, we're talking about.
No way, he doesn't have that kind of say.
No, I don't.
So you don't even get your own shoe anymore.
Bench? Who, me? Who, me? Wait.
$8,500, $8.5, $600, $900, $500.
No. You're looking at the ass. You're looking at the ass. So
right, but they're still selling for $420.
$1 million. I can ask for whatever I want. Like, there has to be.
But I'm saying, I'm still saying there's still $320.
Okay, well, what is the highest bid? Because
$345. All right, hold on. I'm looking.
13. You drive me crazy. I don't care what it's being offered at.
300.
325.
There's been purchases at 410, 420.
That's stupid.
That's ridiculous.
Right. I mean, so let's see. Do all sales.
I mean, the tax day 12s went for what, 400? And what do they go at now? Like,
oh, the Masters?
Yep.
I like that shoe.
I've never worn mine out of in front of my house.
I have two pairs. Both are just chilling. So I don't know. I have to wait till April 15th for the following year.
It's too much black together.
Oh, I sold mine. Got a nice little price.
So Poindexter says it's like Samsung recalling a phone as it can explode and people spending 3 times retail because nobody has them.
Right.
Listen, they're great for the resellers. It's done by the consumer. There are so many releases, especially when it comes to Jordans. Like, do you need this shoe? I don't.
I wonder if it's a new way to create hype, though, right? I mean, in 5 years, when they relaunch it, then like it'll be, oh, that was a shoe that was recalled, and all these stories and.
Right. Well, that's like the Rising Sun, where they had a lot of the retailers replace the liner. And some people sent them back, some people didn't. I still have mine.
Well, it's just like the bread Air Jordan KOs, where they had the mold on them, and then they ended up in outlets.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the Air Jordan KOs, the bread colorway, maybe 2 years ago, they were supposed to come out, and then they didn't because they had mold on them. And so they ended up at outlets. So I don't know if they went through and looked at the pairs that didn't have it so bad, or they cleaned it off.
Trade it or whatever, and send
Did you get the moldies? Anybody got the moldies?
You get the air molds.
Is there canvas? Is this shoe canvas?
Yeah, it's Air Jordan KO is canvas.
Yeah, it's canvas.
No, not that one.
No, it's a weird material. I don't know what it is.
Is it like the, you know what I'm talking about, the nylon fabric?
It looks like what my hair would look like if I put just for me in it.
You can still grow hair, Kevin?
Yeah, I can. No. Just not on my head. No, just like...
Stop it.
You're so sweaty.
She says, Gabby says hello.
It's bedtime, girl. You got school tomorrow.
She says she's still got 15 minutes before it's bedtime.
Right. She allowed to stay
Shut
up
that
late.
door. Shut that door. Well, I mean, like, do I let her stay up, or does she just stay up and then I get mad at her? It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, I just, hey, the Xbox goes off at 10. Y'all do whatever y'all want, but you got to be up at 5:30 in the morning. So.
Damn right. But I'm like, okay, they're saying it's neoprene. which I mean, like I feel like the shoe would have sat had it not been recalled.
Well,
Listen,
It
neoprene
definitely
has a
would've said.
major smell issue, right? Like, get it wet. Like,
Whoa.
neoprene is terrible, right, for this whole smell issue. So maybe that was at the end of the day, maybe the shoe glue and the neoprene, and
Maybe like
I don't know.
it tracked moisture or something, and then that's how it, maybe some.
There's that word again.
Your favorite.
moisture.
It's just sticking around.
It's Moist Mondays on the midsole.
Nah, man. That is not okay.
You're not gonna have a lot of female watchers.
We got a few.
Surprisingly, we have probably more female watchers than guys.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
Maggie's
good
in
sign.
here. Retro Queen's in here.
313.
Nice.
Jody was in here.
Gigi,
Maggie.
Steph,
Nice.
Danny.
Yeah, we have the usual suspect women, the latest.
Usual
So yeah,
suspects.
Meet the Press has the AJKO molds. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted them.
I got a pair of KOs, not the molds. They're the Chicago colorway, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere buried deep in the depths of my
I have the
pile.
Shadows and the Royals, and I never wear them. But I bought them before I could get the actual Shadow and Royal. And then when I got the Shadow and Royal, you know, there was like...
Stepchild.
Yeah. Moist Monday. Hashtag Moist Monday.
No, it was what the hey. What the hey.
What the hey is the
What the hey?
hashtag.
What the hey is
Speaking of hashtags, let's jump into this week's hashtag hero.
All right. It's a drop. Welcome to the hashtag hero, fellas and ladies. First today, hashtag hero. What was the hashtag? 5th mile.
Fifth
Fifth
mile.
mile.
5th mile. First one up is my hashtag hero is Frankie, New York State of Mind 23 with the Kyrie. These are twos. Kyrie twos, right?
I can't see the picture, unfortunately.
Does it have the Velcro strap?
Yeah, buddy. That's a 2.
Yep, that's a 2.
And shout out to Mr. Kicks Connoisseur for the $1.99, and then he put $10,000 in there.
Hey, I got someone you can meet.
Oh no, these are the hybrids. These are the hybrids.
Yeah, the hybrids. I was gonna say.
Okay, all right, yeah. Well, whatever. They're the whatas, the true whatas.
Don't whatever my Kyries.
And also I want to shout out people that also did the super chat: Demetrius Reynolds, Steph Smitty, Adam Ellsworth twice. And Jody Rockstar, appreciate y'all for doing the super chat. We gotta come up with something for that. I'm gonna try. Like I watch Twitch, and they have this thing when you do like a super chat that pops up. Yeah, and I think it'd be dope to do that. I just don't know if I can do that on this program, so I'm gonna look for that so we can do something a little bit special. But next we got Maul.
So I went with your man, the son of Sun Man. So hold on one second.
He got your favorite socks on. Marcus's favorite socks.
Marcus?
I can't even see the picture.
I know. Is this thing not loading?
No, it always takes a while here. It's the
I got
Nikes.
No, mine definitely like stopped. It just not working at all. So yeah, it's his favorite shoe. He's got his little Jordan figurine that he had chilling in the back of last week's episode. He's got the white socks on. Not a big fan of the white socks, but I let it slide. I let it slide for this one. Jordan for metallic. So shout out to the homie, the son of Sun Man. It's fire, yo.
It's fire.
Fire.
The next
Yes,
up,
people. If you gotta wear white socks, don't wear no socks, please. It's hard.
I mean,
wear socks, man. Wear socks.
Wear low
Also-
cut socks. Don't wear no fucking socks that just don't.
No, I can't stand, especially on a dark shoe. Like if you're gonna wear white socks, you gotta have a white lining. Like you cannot.
Yep.
You just can't.
No white socks at all.
and
I just
Matza
wear-
super chat
I
is the
always-
$sign at the bottom of the chat. Nobody has to do that. We're not asking for anything.
Yeah, we haven't asked.
We just appreciate it.
We are very grateful.
Next is Marcus. With,
Yep. I went with Uncle Ben with the top 3 gold Jordan 1.
yeah,
I love
these
that
are
shit.
the-
I
these
wish
are
I could-
top 3s, not the
Yeah.
Lotos.
Yeah, that's what I
the
said.
Complex Con ones. Yeah, those are dope.
Yeah, that was a dope. I wish I had those.
On.
But yeah, Ben always comes with dope picks. I don't think he's been on here lately, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's been a while.
Next.
We got to get his album produced.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, those are fresh. Wow.
Now that has a strong smell.
What y'all talking about? Next, we got
Yeah, what I
Daniel
missed.
with J Soul and Bulls Over Broadway.
Yeah, man. I picked somebody who I tried to pick somebody who we don't normally feature or doesn't.
Ben's in the building, y'all. Ben's in the building. Don't play Ben.
Of course.
Ben, Ben is always.
Ben's always in there, and shout out to Ben. I really like this shot. And the thing I don't really see this angle a lot, but I think it's a good combo for this shoe. It works well with the black and red.
That's how Frank kicks.
Yeah, right. But I really like this shot. So shout out to J Soul and his dope shot.
So who is the winner?
Ben.
I feel like it's always got to be Ben if Ben's on here.
I'm gonna go with the Kyrie's.
I'm gonna go with the Kyrie. I'm gonna go Frank. I'm gonna go Frankie.
I went with Marcus. So, Tiffany, you get to make the call.
Can she see?
I don't know if she can see.
I'm looking at the YouTube. Is that your live video?
Yes.
Our live video.
So, yep, there was a Kyrie 1 hybrid. There was the top 3 complex. The Jordan 5 metallics.
I'm going with the last one. It's a cool shot. The red one.
Yes, that's my shoe.
Yeah, it's just a cool looking shot. The reflection, like they did a good job.
It's a 3-way tie.
Yeah. So let's see.
Everybody wins.
So everybody wins because you don't win
everybody
everything.
wins.
You get a hashtag.
Yeah.
You get a hashtag. You get a hashtag. And so the hashtag for next week is for sure. Hey,
What
or what
the
the
hey?
hey? What the hey?
What the hey?
What the hey is the hashtag?
Y or HAY?
HEY.
Really?
Yeah, because hay is like for horses.
Right. That's kind of.
What the hay? Like,
And Point
what the hell?
Dexter says he does have a pair of hyper adapts. So
He does. He just posted.
Yeah,
I
he
had a
does.
pair. Yes, he does. He did post them. I had a pair of hyper adapts, and I think there is a video somewhere. My daughter and I think we unboxed that. I have to find that.
Yes. What the hay?
You want to see a smile? Watch a 4-year-old.
when you got hit with something,
What's up?
is that the one where you got hit with something?
No,
Nah.
those are DB7s, man.
That was the best video
I got
ever.
hit by a damn truck. You want to talk about like if you want to talk about like YouTube bloopers and trying to find your way, like try doing that with 2 kids and the little guy coming down there chucking toys at you.
Shout out to the dog.
Best video ever.
Yeah. But no, I actually did have an unboxing of the hyper adapts with my daughter, and she got to do the self lacing, and she's like, it was awesome.
That's cool.
Casey Swoosh Life also loves his hyper adapt.
Yes.
And he's a
Sorry.
Nike employee.
Yes,
He's a Nike lifer.
for sure.
So
Wrapping it up.
Yep.
let's take him to church.
All right.
Who wants to go?
Really glad y'all joined us tonight, Tiffany. Thank you so much for making time. And we're willing to meet our guests wherever we can. So it was really cool that you were like, yeah, well, I can do it at this time. We're like, cool. We were able to get it done. Your technology and your mind for this stuff is probably one of the most we had, like one of the best we have had on the show. So shout out to you. Shout out to the suspects as always. Shout out to grumpy ass Marcus. I love you, man. I'll give you a hug later and some cookies or something.
ATL.
I know you. Oh yeah, and ATL is coming, and we're all going to be there. Everybody's going to be at
maybe.
ATL Sneaker Con.
Come
No,
on,
no, maybe.
Kev.
You need to go ahead and do the shit. You know what it is. We've been planning it for a fucking year.
Right.
year.
You just caught Team Early.
I didn't pay Team Early prices though.
That's good. So anyway, looking forward to seeing everybody here in my hometown. It's going to be the business. It's good. I'm glad to be here. Talk to y'all later.
All right, I'm gonna go through the list, and first and foremost, shout out to you, Tiffany, for coming on and hanging out with our crazy asses for 2 hours. Shout out to the usual suspects, everybody in the chat, always keeping it live in there. And then I'm gonna go through my list here. Let's see here: Jody Rockstar, Pig Venus, Ben Arios.
Pig business. It's pig business.
Okay. Okay.
He's in the pig business.
Mr. Kicks Connoisseur from the Soul, E Nice, Sneakerhead, D Low, 1014, Witness the King, GG Wright, Brandon Little, Retro Boom and 6. Let's see, Kick the Habit, His Nike Story, and Dominican Coquille, J Soul, New York State of Mind, Frankie, Adams Kicks, Fresh Kicks, John, Beauty and Kicks, and I think that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Let me see if there's anyone that you missed. Matza.
Adam Ellsworth, if you did it, then I didn't see you, but shout out to you because I always get caught.
Kicks Connoisseur. All right. Tiffany, again, thank you so much for joining us. You have an open invitation anytime you want to come kick it. And heck, I mean, if we can get the servers right, we can have a collab show and have Nick and Jock here, just have a big old reunion and really tear shit up, right? But shout out to the usual suspects. Definitely appreciate you guys sticking around at the extra hour there. You know, we started a little bit late, but I think it was well worth it. Hopefully we got some new sneaker friends, right?
Sneaker friends
from Tiffany and everything. If you're new, hit subscribe, drop a comment when we're done. We'd love to have you stick around. And with that, I'm gonna pass it off to Mr. Marcus to get to church.
All right. Well, thanks you guys again for hanging out with me this Monday evening on my boring life. I have nothing else to do. Thank you, Tiffany, for coming on and giving us all of the knowledge that you provided us with this evening. And thank you, Usual Suspects. Yes, definitely. Usual Suspects for hanging out with us again. Somebody asked about the hotel in Atlanta. It's the Hyatt Place, Galleria, Smyrna. Last time I checked, it was like $120 a night. So that's what we kind of looking at. So,
Bobby,
you know, hopefully we'll see everybody there. We got a lot of people going, so it's going to be a big event. And with that, we will see you guys next week. Oh, yeah. Don't forget Friday Night Lights this Friday.
Hey.
And then
ladies.
on Sunday is the start of my show, Red Cup Lounge Ladies Night with BG Kicks. So check us out.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all next week.
All right.
Peace.
I'll text you. I'll send you a text, but I'll talk about this one right now. This is Bean Burrito Gang.
I'll stick with Pat.
Do it live. Okay. We'll do it live.